Whether you suppose you can or you suppose you can't, you are right. Failure is simply the occasion to begin again, this time more intelligently. Do not find fault, find a remedy. Quality means doing it right when no bone is looking. Still, also success takes care of itself. If everyone is moving forward together, coming together is a morning, keeping together is progress, working together is success. The only real security that a man can have in this world is a reserve of knowledge, experience, and capability. Allowing is the hardest work there is, which is presumably the reason so many engage in it. An romanticist is a person who helps other people to be prosperous. I don't believe a man can ever leave his business. He ought to suppose of it by day and dream of it by night. The air is full of ideas. They're knocking you in the head all the time. You only have to know what you want. Also forget it, and go about your business. Suddenly, the idea will come through. It was there all the time. Obstacles are those frightful effects you see when you take your eyes off your thing. Vision without prosecution is just daydream. The stylish way to make plutocrat in business isn't to suppose too important about making it. The man who'll use his skill and formative imagination to see how important he can give for a bone, rather of how little he can give for a bone, is bound to succeed. Employers only handle the plutocrat. It's the client who pays the stipend. Coming together is a morning. Keeping together is progress. Working together is success. There's no happiness except in the consummation that we've fulfilled commodity. You cannot make a character on what you're going to do. The only real security that a man can have in this world is a reserve of knowledge, experience, and capability. The topmost thing we can produce is character. The loftiest use of capital isn't to make further plutocrat, but to make plutocrat do further for the betterment of life. There's no failure except in no longer trying. When everything seems to be going against you, flash back that the aeroplane takes off against the wind, not with it. The man who thinks he can and the man who thinks he cannot are both right. Which bone are you? Still, you'll no way have it. If plutocrat is your stopgap for independence, the only real security that a man can have in this world is a reserve of knowledge, experience, and capability. Still, you will always get what you've always got, if you always do what you've always done. The only thing worse than training workers and losing them is to not train them and keep them. Plutocrat is like an arm or leg, use it or lose it. Failure is an occasion to begin again more intelligently. Allowing is the hardest work there is, which is presumably the reason so many engage in it. One of the topmost discoveries a man makes, one of his great surprises, is to find he can do what he was hysterical he could not do. You cannot learn in academy what the world is going to do coming time. It has been my observation that utmost people get ahead during the time that others waste. A business that makes nothing but plutocrat is a poor business. Hash your own wood and it'll warm you doubly. The contender to be stressed is one who no way bothers about you at each, but goes on making his own business more all the time. There's no similar thing as can't, only will not. Still, all it takes is a burning desire to negotiate, to make a change. If you are good, go forward, go backward, whatever it takes, but you cannot condemn other people or society in general. It all comes from your mind. When we do the insolvable, we realize we're special people. You'll find men who want to be carried on the shoulders of others, who suppose that the world owes them a living. They do not feel to see that we must each lift together and pull together. Any man who thinks he can be happy and prosperous by letting the government take care of him more, take a near look at the American Indian. Wealth, like happiness, is no way attained when sought after directly. It comes as a by-product of furnishing a useful service. People can have the Model T in any color, so long as it's black. I believe God is managing affairs and that He does not need any advice from me. With God in charge, I believe everything will work out for the stylish in the end. The world is held together by the mass of honest folk who do their diurnal tasks, tend their own spot, and live their lives without taking God's name in vain, without destroying their neighbor, and without looking up into the skies awaiting to be entranced. There's joy in work. There's no happiness except in the consummation that we've fulfilled commodity. I wouldn't give 5 cents for all the simplicity on this side of complexity, but I'd give my life for the simplicity on the other side of complexity. Success is 99% failure. A business that makes nothing but plutocrat is a poor business. Plutocrat is only a tool. It'll take you wherever you wish, but it'll not replace you as the motorist. The only real security that a man can have in this world is a reserve of knowledge, experience, and capability.